Hi everybody, it's Cindy here with Stampin' Chick Creations. I just realized that I did not fix my camera, so I'm hoping this looks okay. So hello, welcome. If you're just hopping on, say hello that I know that you are here. It is Monday, October 7th. I can't believe we're already into the month of October. So yeah, here we are for another magical Monday. I was really hoping to have, hi Laren, I was really hoping to have new product to show you. But in typical FedEx fashion, my parcel has not arrived. Although I paid a stupid amount of money, hello Valinda, to have it shipped in just a few days. It's now saying Thursday, which was actually the same amount of time had I just sent it UPS. So you can imagine how impressed I am right now with FedEx. I'm really starting to believe that the only active and reliable courier service would be UPS. So we had an incident at work that used Purolator, and that was incredibly crazy. I can't even get to tell you that situation. And then at home, I have FedEx, who is taking a week to deliver a parcel that should have been here in 2 days. So I'm a little bit annoyed that my parcel has not arrived so I can show you all the fun things, but I will continue to work with Stampin' Up! To see if we can get that figured out, and with FedEx, so keep your fingers crossed. So I see we have some people on. I see Julie and Maddie, so hello and thank you. So if you are new to my channel, welcome. I am Cindy Piggott, and I am the face behind Stampin' Chick Creations. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Brigden, Ontario, Canada, and I have been doing this for almost 19 years. I love it. It's my stress reliever, and it's my passion. So I know some of you were asking about the Technique Club and our elite group for October, and my apologies given all of the family emergencies we've had. I am definitely delayed in posting any of that. My intent was to get that posted yesterday, and unfortunately we spent another 9 hours in Emerge with my mother-in-law. So I didn't get home until late yesterday, and you can imagine sitting in Emerge for 9 hours. I was pretty exhausted. So I am going to try to focus on getting that done, but I am also trying to get ready for the soiree and getting all the things cut and the parcels in the mail to those that need to be mailed. So I just ask that you please be patient with me as I try to work through this extremely challenging time. And I'm really hoping that things kind of calm down here for a little bit so I can kind of get caught up. So, okay, so that's it. That's my blurb for today. That's my little vent session. So yeah, so it has been a wild couple of weeks. So yes. Anyway, okay, let's take a look because you're here to see stamping. Okay. This is the bundle I am focusing on tonight, which is the Artful Amaryllis. I really struggle with saying that word. I love this set. Okay, I love it. So I need to know how many of you actually noticed this in the catalog and how many of you actually really liked it. I know it's another flower set. I hear this from everybody on a consistent basis of we have so many flowers, we have so many flowers. Yes, we do have flowers, but flowers are our number one seller. I particularly liked this one because it's a different flower than ones we have seen in the past. So, and I love the fact that you can actually keep this one as a long-term bundle. It's not just necessarily for the holidays, right? Like I think we could actually use this even past all the holidays. So I quite like it. I think it's a really fun one. So we're going to make 3 cards with this one tonight. So Bev says she saw it. Hello, Donna from Ohio. Bev said that she saw it, but it didn't grab her. Okay, perfect. So hopefully when you see these cards, it might sway you. It may not, but I'm going to show you a couple different samples here. Now, the one thing I do want to remind you is that the stamp sets in the catalog are on right now for 3 days only at 15% off. So not bundles, just the stamp set. But if you are really great at math, which I don't think I am, if you price this at 15%, it might actually end up being cheaper to buy this at 15% and this at full price. And it might be cheaper than your 10% discount. Belinda said it's funeral, is she? Oh my goodness, that is so funny. Okay, so anyway, you guys can do the math on that. So if you're curious where I'm finding this, is on page 48 of the holiday mini, or the occasions mini. They call it the occasions mini. I continue to call it a holiday mini. But yeah, okay. All right, so where do we start? Okay, here is my stamp set. And I just, before I went live, put my dies on my magnetic sheet because I had not done that yet. And I am actually really slacking on this, doing this catalog. And I've learned a lesson. I need to do that as soon as my stamps and my dies come in. Do you know why? Because I have misplaced an entire die set. And I know it's here in my room. I've obviously kept it in the pouch. And you know when they come in those pouches, and they're very thin. Anyway, I've put it someplace super safe. We just don't know where safe is right now. Okay, so let's get started with this one. I'm going to start with the two that I really don't know what I'm doing, and then we'll go with the one that I know, because the one that I know we actually did at the cottage. When we were there. Now, I'm going to tell you a little trick that I have picked up on this one, and you can do what you want, okay? So this stamp set is actually a two-step stamping, okay? So normally, under normal circumstances, if you're two-step stamping, how I would do it is I would stamp the solid image first, and then I would stamp the outline, okay? That's how I would normally do a two-step stamp. With this one, I actually found it was much easier to stamp the lines and then go and stamp the solid. And the reason for that is because I'm trying to line up these flowers with this stamp. So for me, it was easier to do it this way, lines first and then solid, which is a little bit different than what I would normally do. So Belinda is saying this is a great one for sympathy cards, and I agree. I think it's definitely a good one for sympathy cards. And Joanne said not for me. I know it's not for everybody, but let's just play with it for a few minutes and just see what happens. Okay, so for this first card, I really don't know what I'm doing, to be quite honest. I'm just kind of flying by the seat of my pants. My bone folder is in my bag that I took with me this weekend, so I don't have it close by. Okay. So we will just improvise. Okay, so I'm using a piece of Old Olive as my card base. I am taking this piece of Country Woods paper, okay? And it's cut a little bit differently than what I would normally cut. So normally what I would do is I would make sure that this is equal all the way around. And for this one, I'm not doing that, okay? And that's intentional. I actually could probably cut this down a little bit more if I wanted. So I'm just going to leave it like that for the time being. Now, because my die cutting machine is out in the other room, and I don't have room on my desk right now to put it near me, what I actually did was I went ahead and I pre-stamped this flower and I die cut it out. Okay. Just to make everybody's life much easier. So this is just basic black ink on basic white cardstock. Okay, so I am actually going to take this solid stamp, and where's my other piece? This little guy right here. Okay, so I'm going to take these three stamps out, and I am going to use my block, and I'm going to place my solid image down. I'm going to do, oh, my blocks are all stuck together, believe it or not. I guess I can use this one. And then I will use this one on here. Okay, so I love this Country Woods paper. If you were in my elite group, I think this was part of one of the packages that you got in months past. So elite groups for September, I just need to mail out the packages or drop off, whichever one you're getting. The video is done. I just have to upload it and we're good to go. So what I am doing for this, I'm using Cherry Cobbler ink, and I'm just going to ink this up. And now I'm going to tell you, my stamp does not fill in completely. Do you see where those blotches are? I think that's actually by design, to be quite honest, but it bugs me. So I'm going to try to get that filled in a little bit. So what I'm going to actually do is I'm just going to line this up. Now, I like to do this so that my head is, I can actually see what I'm doing, but I'm trying not to get my head in the camera. So we'll see how well I can do this without getting my head in the camera. Okay, so I'm going to push this down. I'm going to lift that up. Okay, so there's that piece. So that's the Cherry Cobbler. And I'm going to put my Cherry Cobbler back. What I am going to do is I'm going to bring in my Stampin' Scrub, because with the real, or the Cherry Cobbler, Real Red, any of those, I like to clean my stamp right away if possible. The reds do kind of sting your stamps, unless you do the Versamark trick first, which I did not do on these ones, so that's my bad. Okay, so now I'm going to bring in my Old Olive. I love Old Olive. That's my go-to green. And I'm going to stamp this here. Oh, I don't know if I got that right on, but okay. Now my Old Olive is very, very light, and that's okay, because sometimes I don't want it to be very vibrant. Probably needs to be re-inked, to be quite honest. Okay, so there is my flower. Okay. Now, let me clean my stamps. Okay, so what I'm going to do here with this one, this card's going to be super simple, by the way. I'm going to just glue this down. Now, remembering I did say that this is a weird shaped paper compared to what I would normally use. And then I'm just going to use some dimensionals to pop this up. Now, could I add multiple layers to this card? Yeah, probably. But this one is just more to show you how the two-step stamping works. Now, I'm going to go into my treasure chest here, and I am going to pull out an element. These are leftover pieces that I have from Paper Pumpkins or from kits or what have you. So these are all just different things that I just do not want to throw out. So do we want the thin or do we want the thicker element? Does anybody have any thoughts on that? Oh, I do have one of these too. I think that's too big. Okay, so thin or thick? Anybody have any thoughts? Actually, I'm going to do this in Cherry Cobbler, even though I just put my Cherry Cobbler ink away. I like the thin, thin, thin. Okay, hi, Chris. Happy birthday, Chris. Everybody needs to wish Chris a happy birthday because it's her birthday today. So everybody needs to wish Chris a happy birthday. We should probably sing happy birthday, but I don't want to scare anybody with my singing. So, okay, so I'm going to use You Made My Day because I like that one. I'm going to use my block. I'm going to put this over here. Okay. Now, here we go. You made my, oh, hang on. Let me make sure I'm stamping on the right side. This one doesn't matter, but sometimes it matters because there's a little stitching or something. Ooh, just put my hand in the ink pad. That's fantastic. Okay. We should have sent Chris a cake is what we should have done. That would have been fun. Okay. Now. Let's go put that away. I'm trying to get better about putting my stamps away as well. Okay. So now I can actually just place this here with some dimensionals. I keep putting my dimensionals away because I'm worried about them running away on me. I could probably got away with 2 dimensionals on that, but I'm going to do 3. Now, if I was doing this, if like I could layer this differently. I could put an element of like a circle or an oval or something behind that one. But you see how simple that card is. Okay, so it does not take long. Now, let's go do a different one with some of the dies. So this one, I'm using Pretty in Pink paper, which is one of the in colors. I'm using Unbounded Beauty paper, which I love this paper. And then I'm just going to use this here. And then my intent was to put this here and then build my flower. Like that. Okay. I'm going to actually use my mini dimensionals on this one. Just want to make sure I haven't lost you guys. So I'm going to use my mini dimensionals here. Now, obviously, you don't have to do the dimensionals part on this. You could just glue this straight down. I'm just doing it for dimension, right? So, come on. Okay. So now this could go here, this one could go here, and then what if we just put a little bud over here? What do you think? So we could actually raise these up a little bit. Okay, so something along those lines. I could put a bud here, I guess, to, oops. Actually, you know what? I wonder if I could do this. Hang on. Everything's moving on me. Everything's slippery tonight. I could do that to give it a little bit more dimension, right? Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start gluing. So these 2 cards are pretty simple. The last one is actually going to be a fun fold. So if you're with me at the cottage, this is going to look familiar. If you were not, you're going to be in for a fun card. Okay, now, again, I could emboss this. I could do a variety of things on this one, right? I could sponge the edges, right? Which we could do. Bear with me for half a second. My brain is going. So, unfortunately, you have to be part of that as I go down a rabbit hole. Of thoughts. No. No. Maybe. Hang on. Stay with me for 1 second. You guys still there? finger daubers. I'm going to use this to soften the edges of this paper. So these are similar to the blending brushes, except for these go on your fingers. I actually find you have more control with these finger daubers. You do need to have one color per dauber though. You cannot mix your colors. And you cannot wash these ones from my experience. Now, if somebody wants to correct me on that, you are more than welcome to do that. Okay. Okay, so there we go. I'm going to put my finger dauber back in its little baggie. I'm going to close my ink pad just for half a second so I don't put my fingers in it because, well, we know. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to glue this down. And I'm dropping things everywhere here. Okay. You guys still here? Did I scare you off? Okay. I'm going to put this about here. So I'm going to run my adhesive. So if you're watching this on a replay, you know to do hashtag replay so that I know who my replay warriors are. Because there's always those people who either forget or are busy, which I appreciate. Okay, so let's go and put this one here. And then I'm going to place this one here. And this one I have to glue right here. Now I could put a glue dot on that if I was. I could actually put dimensional on that too if I really was on the ball and thinking. So let's go ahead and put, you know what I'm going to do actually? Lauren says she's here. Perfect. I get so into the zone when I'm doing this that I kind of forget that you guys are all there. Then you're quiet. So then I wonder, uh-oh, did I lose them? Did my video stop? Because that tends to happen sometimes. Okay, so now this little guy looks like he's like a little bit, I don't know about this one here. I don't know about this guy here. He looks like he's kind of flopping off. Doesn't he? Okay. We're going to leave him there. Okay. So now I'm going to use the same, because I've cut this little strip, I'm going to use the same You Made My Day. But I'm going to do it in Pretty in Pink. And I'm going to flag the ends. So how many of you guys have a glass mat? I know some of you do, but do many of you have a glass mat? Totally finished off the white paper, ink around the edge. Yes. See it total, like, do you see how much of a difference that can make? So you know sometimes when you have a card and it's like, oh, that's really white. This is a fantastic technique to use. Okay. You Made My Day. I'm going to do this. Now I'm going to flag the ends. Joanne, yes. Laren, yes. Bev, yes. Sharon, yes. Okay, there's more of you guys that have glass mat than I thought. Glass mat is like amazing. It's like one of the most amazing things that we've come out with, I think. Okay, so I'm going to actually do it this way. I was going to flag this, but I'm actually going to do this way. Okay, and then I'm going to put dimensionals on here once I find them because they're right beside me and they could bite me if they got any closer. I'm going to put them right here. Now we have to finish off our flower too. So if I go and take my, Heather Adams has one. You need a pearl or something in the center of the flower. Yes, honey, that's where I'm going. I'm going to put these in there because I think these are a perfect addition to these. So I love these. These are called gold textured adhesive back dots. You're going to ask me what suite they're from. I don't remember, but they're in the holiday or the occasions mini. And then if I really wanted to, I could actually put a little bit of Winky on this. But Chris, you know what? This glass mat, honestly, it's very easy to clean. That's why I love it so much, because I just take a baby wipe. Actually, it comes with the cloth to wipe it. But yeah, you just use a baby wipe and just, it's done. It's amazing. I love it. Okay, so there is our second card. Okay, so this is, and I could, of course, you know, I could roll my edges on my flower too, to like kind of even give it more depth. Right? And I could have embossed this piece. Like there's so many things you could do, right? So keeping this one pretty high level. Right? Cute, eh? Okay. So let's go. 1 and 2. This one I would, if it's me doing it like again, I would do many more layers. This one's cute. I don't mind this one. I do like the sponging around the edge. I think it breaks it up a bit. I probably would have embossed this though, truthfully. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. So yeah, I can see where that would drive you nuts. Okay. Okay. That's 2 cards done. This one has to go in the garbage because I'm missing a petal off that one because I went to go cut my paper ahead of the video and my die moved at the last minute, so that one was missing a little bit of its wing, so that one does not make the cut for the video. These 2 I will keep probably, or throw them out, we don't know, for another card. All right, so now the last card, my friends, like we're moving along at a rapid speed tonight, is, where? It's right here. Okay, so this one is one of my template cards. So I did this one at the cottage with the team. It has, look at how many bits it has to it. It has lots of bits, but don't panic. It's not that bad. So this one actually is a fun fold. So what we do with this one is I'm going to fold this one. This crease is going forward. This one's going in. This one, so when I put this one forward and this one goes in, this piece automatically goes where I need it to go. And I fold it and it's automatically a standard size card. Okay. Now I'm going to show you what I do, because I've shown you this before. Really wish my bone folder was close by, but what I do is I actually do this with most of my templates. So this is just cheap paper that I picked up from the M store, and I use it to put all my measurements on. So when I am planning cards, swaps, whatever, I literally go to my technique box or my my layout box and I grab one and then I pick my papers. Okay. That's kind of how I do things. It makes my life so much easier. I would highly recommend, if you like to keep cards, card layouts, I would highly recommend you do that. Okay. So we have a few bits here, but it's quite easy. Now, I want to point something out to you here. See this pattern? Isn't that pretty? Do you like it? Okay, I'm going to show you the die because I thought this was actually going to cut something out for me. And then I realized it does not. That die is actually this. So it's almost like a piercing die. So I actually put both pieces together. I did it this way, I guess. And then let's just put it back on my glass mat so we can see. So I actually just put them up together like this, and then I ran this through my die cutting machine. Okay, so I did both pieces at the same time, which made it super, super efficient. Okay, so now, I don't think I've told you this. If you place an order with me of $60 or more before next Sunday, which is Thanksgiving Sunday, yes it is, I will send you the bits to these cards. You do not have to have the stamp set to make these cards. You can use whatever stamp set you want, but I will send you the card bits, okay? Miss Beverly, I have some things to drop off to you. I have quite a few things to drop off to you, and your card bits are actually in that package as well, okay? All right, so what I'm going to do is I am going to go ahead and I'm going to glue these down. So with this one, you're going to notice that there's a very, very small border with these. And I did that on purpose because sometimes I don't want to see a big, big border. Yes, see, Heather, it's such a game changer. I would honestly recommend doing that for your templates. So those that are in my technique club, it's kind of the same concept with your techniques, right? So those that are in my technique club have their binder that they gather all the techniques each and every month so they can flip through them. It's kind of the same thing with your card template. So these little tips and tricks are super, super helpful when you're trying to, you don't want to spend a lot of time thinking. Sometimes I don't want to think about like, oh, what layout am I going to do? I just want to do it. So I just find that's really helpful for me. Okay, I'm going to take this piece of white and I'm going to take my black outline. So remember I said it's easier to do the black outline first. This is why. I'm just trying to find a block that I can, oh my goodness, look at this. My blocks are all stuck together. Okay, there we go. So I'm going to use this. I'm going to use my black ink. So anybody that needs a black ink, the ink pad is available. The re-inker is not right now. It's currently on back order, which is a wee bit frustrating, but that's how life goes sometimes. Okay, so I am going to stamp my flower on my white piece. Okay, so there's my flower. And then I'm going to take my peach pie. Okay. And I'm going to ink this one up. See, now this one inked up a lot better. You want to make sure your stamp's going in the right direction. That's always very helpful. And you are going to line this one up. I'm going to put that in there. Okay. Close up my ink pad because I'm done with this. Oh, I'm not done with this one actually. But I'm going to take my old olive and I'm going to ink this one up. Whoops, the daisies just knocked over my just my glue. Okay. It's hard to stamp when you can't stick your head right in where you want it. Okay, so there's that one. So doing it this way really, really, really makes it a lot easier. Instead of trying to guess. and then you're doing each piece as opposed to doing one big stamp. See, like it looks like, actually a lot of people who I showed this card to thought I had colored this, and I didn't. So that's kind of a cool, that's a kind of a cool feature of this card too, is like, or the stamp. It looks like you've colored it, but you haven't colored it. And it does have kind of like a pattern for the stamp. You can't tell, but it's like teeny weeny little squares on it, which kind of gives it a cool dimension as well. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to put this one here. So also, there's lots of promotions on right now, but stamp sale is one of them. There is also a starter kit promotion, which if you've heard me talk before, you know that the starter kit is by far the best deal in the catalog. So lots of really awesome things coming up in the next couple months. So as a demonstrator, you get to be part of all that ahead of time. So you get to see new product before everybody else. You get to pre-order things before everybody else. Some really cool things. So if your wish list or your shopping list is long, you need to have a chat with whoever your demonstrator is. Not necessarily me, it could be somebody else, but have that conversation, because the discount on its own is amazing. Okay, so I'm putting this piece here. And I personally don't like anybody paying full price for their crafting supplies. So I ask everybody, because why would you pay full price for something if you don't have to? Like, that's kind of silly. Okay, I'm going to put this one here. And that's going to go here. Okay, now this one is going to go here. Now you can write a message here, you can stamp an image, whatever you want. I'm leaving mine blank for right now, just because I don't really know what I want to put on here as of yet. And I'm just going to cross my fingers and hope when I go to stamp it, oops, that I'm stamping it correctly. Okay, so you could put 2 little secret messages here, or what have you. Okay, now on this one, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little stamping on here. I'm going to say sending you happy thoughts, I think, on this one. Maybe. Yes, I am. And I'm going to do it in the peach pie to bring in that color again. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp this to the top of the paper, because I want it to show at the top. Okay, so this is Peach Pie. It's one of the In Colors limited edition color for 2 years. Then it will be gone. If you did my In Color Club, you have this color. If you did not, that's too bad, because we had great time during our In Color Club. Okay, now, here we go. I'm going to line this up. Okay, now let's take a look at what this looks like. So there is the card. So I could write a message here if I wanted. I could have moved this down, actually, if I wanted to. And then I could put messages there. I could have put my hello here. But I just think it looks really nice with this. Can you see that? It looks kind of blurry tonight. I don't know why. Is it my eyes? Maybe. With this paper piercing. And then obviously you could put Wink Costella on here, which, do I have Wink Costella closely? I could just put that on here to kind of give it a little bit of bling, right? Just to make it look, you're not going to see this on camera, but it's there. Okay, so let's take a look. Those are 3 completely different looking cards, right? Hi, Lynn. I didn't even see you come in. So 3 totally different ones. Again, this one I would dress up differently. More layers, more elements, that kind of thing. But it shows you the stamping. It shows you the red with the green, which is kind of fun, more of a traditional color. This one is using the dies. So it's like popping off the card. And then this one is one that's a fun fold, super easy. It shows you a little bit of the dies. It shows you the 2-step stamping and color combination I probably would not have put together, right? So I don't use the peach pie a lot, but I really like it. So it's just one of the colors I just never think to grab, I guess. But the peach pie with the green, so it kind of shows you the versatility of the set altogether, right? All right. So hopefully you liked those cards. I am going to try to go live again next Monday. I will not be going live on Thursday. Again, my apologies. Just, I am so far behind right now, friends. It's not even funny. So I'm trying to get caught up as best as I can. We just need to keep all the family emergencies to a low, so I can actually have some time to create. Okay, so Bev's voting. So Bev says 1, 3, and 2. That's interesting. That's interesting. I'm surprised at 1 because 1 is very plain. It's nice, but I mean it's plain, right? So does anybody else want to vote while I'm here? Here, do you want me to share my screen again so you guys can see what you guys are voting on? Chris said 2, 3, 1. I do like these 2 the best, actually. I like that this one pops off the paper, off the card base. Love the paper for 1. Me too. I do like that. Joanne says 1, 3, and 2. On top of everything else, I've been losing my voice because, like, why the heck not? Lynn says 3, 2, 1. Julie says 1, 3, and 2. I have to think when I'm saying this. Hi, Sandy. 2, 3, 1. 2, 3, 1. And then Laren says 3, 2, and 1. That's interesting. It's always interesting to me to see what which combinations everybody likes the best. So that is super duper helpful. I'm just going to move my camera a little bit. All right. So thank you everybody for joining me tonight. I absolutely appreciate it. I hope you have a really great week. And that you enjoy the weather now that we have it, because it seems like it's very nice. Thanksgiving weekend here in Canada this weekend. So try to get to the fair if you're local to Brigden Fair. And just enjoy time with your family and friends. And be grateful for the people you're surrounded with. All right. Thanks everybody for joining me. I hope you're having a great week. And we will chat with you very soon. Bye.